And once again, welcome to Night 2 of the Golden Week podcasting here at the newly rechristened Mike World Order podcast, formerly known as the Mike Cook Guys podcast. Now, mind you, we still haven't officially done Season 7, and I get that. But this is something separate because it is the, once again, 7th year anniversary of this podcast. Now, appreciate you guys listening to Night 1. I had a lot of fun doing it myself. However, tonight's episode is a different transition. No, I don't have a cute woman who's thick like pancake batter, but I got one of my closest friends that I consider family, when in reality he is family. But he's always been one of the OGs when doing trivia. That's how we met. And he's been like a day one ever since. He basically looks like Tommaso Ciampa. It's like 95% accuracy. Where's the 5% at, you might ask? He needs a tan. But he's always been like a real down-to-earth guy. He's too much in common with him. So, most of you guys are very familiar with him whenever I do the post-show of the podcast called Where the Fuck is Paul Tarango At? Or WTF IPTA. You know, however you want to say it. So without further ado, my buddy, my homie, you know him, you love him. You can't have the thunder without the rain. Give it up for Mr. Paul Tarango.
Thank you. Hello, everybody. Thank you, Mike, for having me.
Welcome to the show. Glad to have you on as usual.
You know, I've been waiting a long time to do one of these with you. You know that, you know what I mean?
I know,
I'm
right?
just happy and excited to be doing one with you.
I know, right? And you're one of those guys just like me who's into the ladies that are thick like pancake batter and all that.
Yes.
Oh, man. I know.
And plus, I'm also into the ladies that are, you know, not as tall as I am. I like my women short, but I like them thick in all the right places. So.
You heard him, ladies. He likes them thick and short. So if you under 5'10", you got a chance. You know. But for those,
I don't mind the women are tall either, but something about short women, I don't know, they just turn me on.
You just like fun size that you can just toss up.
Right? Exactly.
I mean, that's why
I don't mind the king size version.
I mean,
either, but.
Don't get me wrong. I wouldn't mind having like an Amazonian that's like cute and hot that would carry me to bed the same way that woman carried Chris Rock on CD4.
Hey, you know what? I can actually picture that in my head of a woman doing that to you.
Yo, if a woman had ever done that to me, I will accept any vulnerability that happens that night.
Right? Like just give it to me.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I'm not going to fight it. I'm just going to let it happen. We're both adults here. You know?
We both know what we want. You know
yeah,
what I mean?
you know what you want, and I'm not going to tell you no, and with your stature, I'm not going to say no either.
Right? I mean, unless you tell her, that she just beat you. If that's what you like, then maybe.
Exactly, and I don't want to be sitting there crying when she's like, stop being a little bitch.
Sit in the corner and shit, huh?
Yeah, be shaking.
Shaking and crying. I'm sorry.
I mean, that's how I feel with one of our buddies, our mutual buddies, with her aggressive personality, which is in a good way. It's like a hot aggressiveness. Like when she gets mad, it's like,
it is.
Like
she gets mad at you, but then it's like you can't stay mad at her. You know what I mean?
Exactly. But I'll tell you what, y'all thought I was bullshitting that one night on the group chat. I said straight up, she was so mad. She messaged me that morning and was like, yo, this fucking kid. I was like, yo. Yo, she was.
The funny thing is, I can see her saying that and just the facial expression she would do it with, and just the anger that would come out of her.
It was like a cross between Method Man and Tony Soprano. I'm not gonna lie, she was mad. And for those who are out there listening, I'm talking about my homegirl, the hot Greek twin, as I like to call her. who will also be on an episode of Golden Week as well. Not sure what night, but I think she is able. We just have to find a time to do it, you know. But Paul,
She's always willing and able.
and I'm a born again stable. But ugh.
Looking for that syrup that's maple.
Exactly, you know. So Paul, tell our viewers out there who are not familiar with the post show that we do on Facebook Live, but tell us a little about yourself, man. You know, tell your statistics, your stats.
My stats. Well, yeah, I'm living in Utah, which is, for most people that don't know, is a Mormon state. And just throwing that one out there, because everybody, when they think of Utah, that's what first thing that comes to their mind is, oh, he's a Mormon. You're a Mormon. No.
You're a fart opposite.
I'm from Arizona originally. Been in Utah for 20 some odd years. Have 3 kids. Don't see them much. You know what I mean? For people that have talked to me, know me, they know my situation with my kids. And I don't mind talking about it. I've been in relationships, good ones, bad ones. Not really looking for a relationship right now. Just kind of being single, having fun, doing what I want to do, and not really looking to. I don't mind meeting people and getting out and doing stuff, but I'm just not really into the relationship status right now. So for all ladies out there, if they want to try to get in a relationship with me, it's a no-go. But having fun and going out and doing whatever, yeah, I'm totally down for that.
Man, fuck that. Mike Thunder's trying to look for his Mrs. Thunder. I'm sorry. This pandemic has got me feeling some type of way.
I know you are, you know what I mean? And we've talked about that on so many different occasions and times, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it just sucks because I don't know. Maybe it's just been 2020 as a whole, but it feels like the relationship, you know, standards have been like downright birth control in terms of how, like, if you were to rate it from good to bad, yeah, it's been basically puppy dog shit.
It has, and that has nothing to do with, you know, us as people. It's just what's going on in the world. You know what I mean? It's kind of hard to communicate. It's kind of hard to do stuff with other people with the pandemic going around.
Yeah, and I get that, and it's just, it sucks so bad because the things that we're used to doing, we can't do at the moment, and, you know, and I don't know, it just feels like it's gotten worse because, okay, not knocking any of the women who do it, I get it, like right now, you know, people are out of jobs, people are struggling, I feel like the stock of OnlyFans have like risen because it feels like everyone I know now has an OnlyFans.
You know, and the funny thing is, OnlyFans wasn't really popular until maybe the pandemic actually hit.
Yeah, because
have you noticed that?
Yes, because now the women that I see do OnlyFans now, it's women who I wanted to get with back in the day. But now the fact they want to do that and sell their nudes and all that, it's like not really interested. Like I've already seen how you look naked before.
Right.
I mean, the only difference was it was what, less than 5 to 10 years ago. So I'm not in, you know, it was cool then, but I'm not interested now. Like, why am I gonna,
exactly.
You know?
And the OnlyFans things, I kind of understand, you know, people got to pay their bills and they want to do what they want to do because it's their body and they can do it. But if you're out there doing it, you know, why would I want something where a whole bunch of other people have already seen what you look like? You know what I mean?
And you know what the bad part is? You know what's the worst part about it? You got some chicks that send it for free, but they give the image that they're innocent and, oh, I'm not that type of girl. Oh, yes, you are.
Oh yeah. It's like, yeah, and that's the same thing that, I mean, I guess women out there that think the same as men, I mean, they think that men do the same thing. And it's true, but mostly for us as men, if we said something like that, we're not going to sit there and be like, oh, we're still innocent. No. I'm not innocent. You know what I mean?
And I'm one of those type of people where I'm going to tell you everything you want to know. But see, my thing is, this is my thing about it. It's at the point to where, since when has people felt entitled regardless? Okay, I said hi to you and I added you on social media, so I feel entitled you should do this for me. Like, really?
Yeah, see, and I understand that too. It's like, even like when you compliment a woman and you're like, oh, hey, how you doing there, beautiful? Or, what's up, beautiful? Women automatically think, oh, they're trying to get into my pants.
Yes.
That's the first thing that comes to their mind. You know what I mean?
And
like, no, just take the compliment and be on with it. If I was going to try to get in your pants, I would just be like, yo, can we fuck?
Yeah, or in our case, bunk. But,
yes.
It's like, when shall the bunking begin? But, nah, like, I noticed that too, and I've even said something about it. I was like, look, just because I compliment you doesn't mean I want to get in your pants. Like,
exactly.
Plus, I already know off the bat, I'm not your cup of tea. Because one person pointed out in the group that we're in, and he was right on the money. Women these days are not going to stay with one guy. They're going to have at least 4 men. They're going to have a man that spoils them, a man that listens to their problems, a man that cooks for them, and a man that fucks them.
And usually the ones that, the men that listen are usually the ones that are friend zone.
Oh, yes.
You know what I mean?
Or the ones that they get free food off of.
Yes. Because that's all they're looking for.
Exactly.
Basically.
And it gets, it annoys the shit out of me because I've been through moments where, there's someone I really like, but then they play too many, games. And then they completely ghost you because they're in a relationship. But as soon as they're dumped, all of a sudden you get that message, hey, stranger. And I'm like, get the fuck out of my face. Talking about some hey, stranger.
Or you get those girls that you've been talking to and all of a sudden out of the blue they're like, oh, I got a boyfriend.
Yes.
It's like, oh, when were you going to tell me this? And it's like, come on now. You make me look like I'm stupid and dumb, and then all of a sudden, out of the blue, it's, oh, I have a boyfriend.
Or what?
Where was this one? You know what I mean? Women nowadays, and it's not all women. Don't get me wrong. Not all women do this.
I'd say 75%.
Yeah, exactly. Most women do it. Not all women. And when I go and I talk about women, I'm like, most women, and they're like, oh, not all women do that. No, it's most women that do it. I'm not saying all women are bad. All women do the same thing. There are good women out there. You know what I mean? It's just they're what's the word I'm thinking of? They're far
and very few.
Yes. There you go. I can't think of. I was trying to think of it. Yeah.
I mean, that's what I was thinking too. Like, I was basically thinking the same thing you were thinking. But I mean,
and it's same with men too. Well, there are a lot of men out there that are just the same as women, but it's not all men. And the funny thing about it is that women look at men and they see, oh, he's just another guy that's just like this person or just like that person. It's like, no, we're not. We're different. Just because you experienced that doesn't mean we're all the same.
Exactly. There are some good ones out there. It's just my thing is, I just hate having my time wasted. Like,
same here.
I just came to the occurrence of, like, okay, so you remember that one chick that I wanted to get with for the longest?
Yes.
I am officially going to cut ties this week because I don't have time for it.
Right.
Don't have time for it.
No, and that's the thing. I mean, we as, especially me and you coming from relationships we've been through, we know what we want.
Yeah.
I mean, we're not gonna settle for something that we don't want.
Yeah, I'm not settling for something short term either. Like,
exactly.
My thing is, like, most people say, well, go on dating sites and all that. No, I don't do dating sites. Never have, never will. My theory is, when it comes to dating sites, it's just like going to a job interview. If it feels like I gotta put so much pressure on myself just to impress you, you're not worth it.
Exactly.
You know,
it's like, if you can't take me for who I am, then maybe you're not my type.
Exactly.
Maybe I'm not the one for you.
You know, and plus, it's so much catfishing going on with those type of deals. It's like, man.
Exactly. And that post that was in our group kind of like solidified that, but a little bit.
Yeah,
that's for me. Catfishing for me would be like somebody that doesn't look like that person at all.
Or they just do their photos at certain angles. Like, to me,
exactly.
Catfishing is catfishing. I don't care if you are the same person and you're doing like all these things. It ain't cool. And I've never catfished. Like, what you see is what you get. It just, unfortunately, it's not what they like.
Exactly. And it's funny that we bring up the whole catfishing thing. Some girl actually thought I was catfishing her.
Really?
I was like, seriously? No, I'm the same person you see online. I'm the same person you see offline.
Yeah, I mean, we've even video chatted. Like, that's so crazy.
I'm just the same person. I may be an asshole, yes, but that's just who I am.
That is just,
take it or leave it.
That's just crazy to me. And it cracks me up when women, or I hear more from women than men, they be like, the right one is gonna come in your life. I'm like, I've heard that for so many years. Look,
and even if that right one does come in your life, how do you know it's the right one?
Yeah, how do you know? Like, there's been plenty of women I thought were the right one, but until their true colors come out, but I don't see it because I'm busy catching tunnel vision because I'm like, I'm in love.
Exactly.
You don't see
that's
that.
How that's how I felt with my ex when I got with her. It's like, I saw the signs, but I was like, oh, she's the one. She's the one. We're gonna get married and this, that, and the other, and then boom. What happens? Shit happens, basically.
Basically. I mean, that's pretty much what happened, though. Like,
it was.
Just
and me, and I've always said this. And the one thing I regret is leaving California.
I know, because
that's the one thing I regret. But I did it because love makes you do stupid and crazy things.
Oh, I believe it. Because you seemed like you were so happy there, and the same time you moved to California was when I moved up to here, to Virginia. Yeah. So it was like...
It was like a year apart, basically.
Nah, it was about the same.
Was it? Yeah. We're like a month apart, actually.
Yeah. We were both exploring new areas. And coincidentally, we were both having our sisters help us. And so it was just one of those things where it was like, bro, we're finally going to make it. But then the moment where you said, yo, I want to make it work, I'm going to try and get back to her, I was like, don't do it. I was like, don't go. And even how things ended up how they were, I still didn't be that guy to say, I told you so, you fucked up, blah, blah, blah. Nah, I still had your back.
And not only that, did you have my back, you didn't say you fucked up. I was the one who was like, you know what? I even admitted that I messed up. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I was like, man, I shouldn't have came back. I just should have stayed there. And my sister was like the same way. She didn't want me to leave because she knew something was good there. And I was just like I said, love, it just makes you do dumb things.
Hell yeah, because I was trying to marry your sister too. about to say, come on.
Well, that's why you are my brother-in-law.
Exactly, man. I was trying to make
True brother-in-law.
exactly. I was like, man, stay in California. That way I can get a plane ticket. They're like, how you doing? My name is Mike Thunder. It's time for me to give you the rain. If you want the thunder. Like,
See, and the funny thing about my sister is that, and for those that don't know, if you guys know who Nikki Bella is,
oh my
that's
God.
who she looks like.
Looks
So,
just like her.
yes.
Just like her. I'm like, dang.
And the funny thing about it is that when I was down there, she was trying to give me relationship advice. And the funny thing is when you're getting relationship advice from somebody, like especially your sister or family member or friend, don't be in a relationship with 5 different people trying to give somebody relationship advice.
Damn. You just threw her out there, right?
Yes, I did.
Hey, you just but no, I agree with you. I never take advice from people like that. I never take any relationship advice.
I mean, it's just not her that does it. I've had plenty of people try to give me relationship advice, but their relationships are dead in the water, you know?
Mm-hmm. And see, me, I tell people, I don't give advice. I give life lessons. I give what I experience. You can take it and run with it. You know? Because anyone can give advice. Doesn't mean it's true. Doesn't mean it works. I just give life lessons because that's what I experience. Like, okay, this is what I experience. This is up to you if you want to go through the same thing. Like, if you do, we'll have at it. If you don't, hey.
Right? And it's like, and we've been, and it's funny because when we first met in the wrestling groups, you know, I was kind of like, you know, this guy, Mike, he seems pretty cool. He seems down to earth. It was basically like I took you under my wing. You know what I mean?
Yes, because I think it's funny how we got started in a group. We were in a group called The Nation. I'm like, okay. So I guess this was supposed to be their version of the Nation of Domination, and it was very similar. You had 2 black people, you had a black Polynesian, and you had a white guy.
Yeah, basically I was like the black heart of the nation.
Yeah, he was the Owen Hart while I was the Rock, I guess. Yeah, I was like, this is so messed up. Like,
and it's funny. And it's funny that we right after that we just that bond hit between us. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we ended up like bonding really good, and then we ended up being tag team partners. But then, like, the promotion we were following, and it was just like they didn't want to give us that chance, you know.
And only that, it was like our and for people that don't know about wrestling promotions or even online promotions, E-Fed is what they call it. There are a lot of E-Fed people out there that copy what real professional wrestling does with like the stables and their storylines. Me and you, we kind of like went off our own path. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
we had ideas coming from our own, and they just didn't want to run with it.
Yeah, like it was just crazy because what we had was something organic. It wasn't something that was scripted. It wasn't. It was just Mike and Paul. And
it was us being us, basically.
We left that promotion, then we went to another promotion, which was probably, to me, the biggest regret ever, going to Grand Slammers Management. You want to talk about...
I mean, it might have been, but then again, once we got there, it's like we took over that promotion, basically.
We barely did. Like, every time we were trying to work in Grand Slammers, I felt like we were getting swept under the rug.
We were. It has something to do with the guy that runs it.
It did.
I mean, he's
It did.
Good people.
I don't care. It did. I mean, you can say, but I'll look. You don't have to say it. I'll say it for you. It did. You kept screwing us over, you fucker. We should have been tag champions. We should have been world champion. Nah. He was just like WWE. He chose who he wanted to pick, not based on who was good. He chose who he wanted to pick.
True. Exactly. He handpicked who he wanted and where he wanted and what titles to put on who. And,
exactly. Like, he ain't give a fuck about us. But...
And I think the funny thing is, when he did the award show that he did, we, as the stable that we were in, we basically, everybody that was part of that stable won an award.
Yeah. The Pimp Squad.
And it pissed him off. And he was like, well, guess what?
That's because no one would have thought that we were going to pull it off.
In that company, basically.
Yeah. And then we went to, which is pretty much the current promotion we're in.
Yes.
And only difference is we got a guy who saw potential, but is just crazy in general.
Yes. Love him and all. But
love him to death. Which
he's a little out there, but
Which I might as well do the plug-in. Shout out to Razor Ray over at Razor Ray's Retro Radio that you can hear every Friday night and Saturday and Sunday morning and on London, Ontario radio. The website is called classicrockxl.ca. And on Friday nights, it's R4 Radio Show with Razor Ray and everybody's favorite heavyweight, Big MC. And on Thursday nights, we're also going to be doing a punk rock station as well, too. So anyone who's a fan of old school punk rock and all that, we're on that show. My only thing is with doing the retro show, like some of the music is the same, but when you think of like retro music, you got to play all stuff, man. Like you can't just play like old music that's gonna make me fall asleep. Play some Motown, like
Exactly. Play some. Yeah, exactly. Play some Motown. Play some music that's gonna actually get you wanting to listen more.
Like I think the only time that there was a good choice of music is if I ever did like music requests for a hot Canadian wife. I feel like that's the only time the music made sense. If I was doing a music request for a hot Canadian wife, it just not like I said. I'm not telling him how to do his job, but I think that he should open up more about options and not just stick with the current because of the demographic of where he's at. If you're trying to expand, then you have to expand for the comfort of others.
Exactly.
That's just me.
And if you're not expanding for the comfort of others, then it's not going to work.
It's not.
Either way.
But as a wrestling promoter, yeah, he finally saw it, and I was like, dude, if you're gonna run this show, do not do anything dirty, otherwise we're leaving. So he just let us be us, and then next thing you know it, that's when the start of the gold rush hit.
Yes, because right after that we ended up just winning. Not only did we win titles in that promotion, but we were champions in another promotion.
Cross promoting,
same time. Yes.
Exactly. It's like we got the tag belts, we got the world belt, we got US, we got TV, we got legends, it was like a different belt every show. It's like
basically that's what it was.
I felt like we were, Ultimo Dragon, but except two people.
And it's good that he actually gave us that chance to actually just be us.
Exactly, and because that's what.
Shout out to Ray because without him, it would probably be just the same as any other promotion we worked at.
Exactly, and that's what made him so unique. It's just like I said, he gave us a chance to be us and be organic about it, and we took it and run with it, and
even being part of the group that we're at now, it's funny because like in the chats, people get quiet, and then when me or you aren't there, it's like what's going on? How come it's so quiet in here? And then when we get on there, it's like, geez, I can't take these guys anymore. You know what I mean? It's like, come on now. Which one is it?
It's because we're just good at what we do, you know.
Yes.
And
it's shout out to that group too. I mean,
yeah,
everybody that's part of the
I know, right?
administration, they're great.
Shout out to HCWF. Join them if you're interested on
Yes.
Facebook. But
and that's basically just eFed. It's wrestling quizzing. If any of you guys out there are into wrestling and good at quizzing like that, look into it. You might like it. If not, there are other ones out there as well.
But I think that one to me is a lot more fun and comfortable where I can be. Because, I mean, we have, and I think that's what makes it so unique, how we just on the fly come up with so many different segments and names. And, like, you got, let's see, we might as well just start rolling with it off the bat. Let's see, we were The Nation, then we were Pimp Squad, then we were Blackout. And
Actually, we were The Nation, and then we were Pimpin' Ain't Easy.
Pimpin' Ain't Easy.
And then we were the Japanese tag team.
Yeah, we were the one-armed soldiers.
Yes, and then we were another one.
And then
we went to the other promotion, became the Pimp Squad.
Pimp Squad, and I think we stayed as Pimp Squad the whole time.
We did. I mean, basically it was just me and you because everybody else didn't want to be part of it anymore.
Yeah, they only jumped on it because of the coattails, because it was the hottest thing going on.
Yes, and then once it died down, and once we had left that promotion, everybody was like, well, yeah.
And then we ended up becoming Blackout in the current promotion. And then we just ended up expanding how we are to where it was like, okay, we're Blackout, but then we end up coming up with different nicknames like Mike Thunder and Paul Lightning, or, you know, Buster McThunderstick and Striking the McLightning Rod, and Bunk Five Bunk.
Bunk Five, and then what was the other one that came up that we just barely came out with? It was
the Super Smoke Machines?
Yes, that one, but there was another one too. But the best underrated tag team.
But yes, the best underrated tag team that is defeating all of the amateur superstars, or ass.
Which, yes, ass. It's funny that we just come up with stuff like that just off the top of our heads, and it's just like brainstorming.
I know, right? It was just, you know. Oh man!
And people were just like, "How do you guys think of that stuff so quick?" Because we're original.
Yeah, we're original.
Not trying to come up with something that has already been done.
And originality is key, you know. And the fact that we have fun with what we do. We have fun with what we do. It always works out. But I think right now the most funniest one has been Bunk Five Bunk, because
I think so too.
It's at the point to where at first people were annoyed by it. Now people are jumping on the
Bunk Five Bunk bandwagon.
Yeah, it's like now y'all want to jump on the bunking bandwagon. All right, you mother.
The bunk wagon.
The bunk wagon. Yes, you mother bunkers. And then I think what really started like bringing me out my shell was the Mike Thunder character. Like, I don't even know what made me start doing Mike Thunder, to be honest, except one night while I was feeling real good, you know, I was doing a blackout session, as we call it, and a one-man blackout session. And I'm about to take a shower, right? And as I'm feeling good while taking the shower, I felt like, because I had my music playing, I felt like I was in some R&B music video. And I'm like coming up with all these different fucking things like, yeah, it's like it's that new Mike Thunder. I'd be like, touch me, feel me, Mike Thunder. Hey girl, if you want the rain, I gotta bring you the thunder. Then I just start off the, singing.
And the funny thing is, I can actually picture you doing that.
I'm telling you, I do that every time.
And I can just picture that. You know what I mean? And it's funny because it's like, you coming up with your own personalities. And for me, like when I was in the other promotions, all these nicknames people would give themselves, and it's like, I've seen nicknames, and all the nicknames I've seen, they've all been duplicated or
carbon copies. Like it's like the Wish version of what we see on WWE.
Yes, and then when it came to me and doing my nicknames, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna think outside the box because that's what I do. And I was like, how about Mr. All Day?
Mr. All Day.
Yeah. And then I was in the HCWF, the old HCWF, and I was Mr. TNT, basically.
Mr. TNT.
I would be putting, I would be putting on 5-star matches without even being in the main event.
Oh, I thought it was because it was called TNT, as in total non-stop titty grabbing. My bad. I'm
pretty sure most people thought that when they were thinking about it. And
total non-stop
one
titty
person was
grabbing.
like, one person in the group, Matt Giannotti, who he was like, you should have TNT as your theme music.
Oh, by AC/DC?
Yes.
I mean,
I was like,
we have come a long way from our original characters.
Yes, we have.
Like,
and it's crazy because,
and it's I've known you for what, 5-6 years?
6 years.
6 years, just about. Wow.
Going on 7.
And we've came a long way from 6 years.
Yes, we have. and not only have we come a long way, but not only from our different characters, but just from life in general.
Yes.
What we've been through, what we had to get through to be where we're at now.
I know, right?
And for people that are out there, 2020 has been a crazy off the wall year. For me, 2020 has probably been one of my best years because, in the past I've been homeless. I've been not knowing where I was going to sleep at next, But this year it's been different because I've actually had a roof over my head, being able to know where I'm going to sleep at, where I'm getting food from. So I'm just blessed that 2020 for me has been an eye-opener.
Yeah, I think it's been like that with everyone, and it's so crazy because it feels like everybody's true colors are showing, and on top of that, it's like the people that you thought were your friends, you don't hear from them. They completely ghost you, and as soon as you express like the dissatisfaction on social media, then they want to hit you up. Oh, dude, what happened, man? Then I end up unfriending them. Then they want to text me, dude, what was that all about? Then I block them.
See, and the funny thing, and you know how I am when it comes to stuff happening and the riots and all that BS. It's like, I'll go out and I'll express my concern and what I feel about it. And all the time I do it, I just get people that are just like, you shouldn't know this kind of stuff because you're not part of, because I'm a white person, I can't have my opinions on what's going on in the world, basically. Especially going on with like the BLM and all that stuff. So when they hear something from me and they hear it, it's like, wait a minute, you shouldn't be giving this your opinions because it doesn't matter to you. But then again, guess what? It does matter to me because it's part of life.
And
everybody, that's just how it is. Everybody's going to have an opinion about something. Whether you like it or you don't, that's just how it goes. It's how it is.
And that's what makes it funny because that reminds me of, like I said, everyone keeps talking about freedom of speech, but as soon as it happens, everyone is offended by it. Like that goes back the quarantine sessions where I did the episode with my friend Crystal, and the backstory behind that, because I remember you were one of the first ones I had talked to your opinion about it before I even went with the idea of the episode, and you was like, go for it because she wasn't in the wrong. It's just that you have a lot of petty people that took it the wrong way, and because of that, they wanted to use that as a leg up to make her miserable, which in my opinion, that exposed your true colors for the simple fact that, and this is just my opinion, if you're acting like that just because of a post and it wasn't even like that, chances are you had it for that person. You had it out for that person in the first place.
Exactly. And when because it's right after we talked about it, and you guys did the episode, I actually went and listened to it. And I was like, and I can see where a lot of people are coming from and how people looked at it in that certain way, and I can see how she looked at it in a certain way.
Yeah.
It's like, and no, and it's true. I mean, once she did what she did and said what she said, people just attacked her for it. And it's like, for one, you know, two, you really didn't know what the consequences.
Hey, Paul, we can't hear you, man.
She was trying. Well, for one, it was she said something that maybe she shouldn't have said, but she said it anyways because it was her own opinion.
And I don't even think it was meant for it to be taken the way it was.
No. And for two, people looked at her and attacked her because she said it the way she did or phrased it the way she did, and she didn't know about it. She didn't know she was in the wrong, you know. But people attacking her for it, it probably made her realize that, you know, why are they attacking me for something I said because I said it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because my thing is, there's one thing to completely not have that, you know, prejudice mindset, but then there's people that, you know, they look at it as white privilege. And to me, white privilege is out there. Because you also have the word not every white person is some stuck-up rich person. You know?
Exactly. And my take on white privilege is, for me, white privilege is more for rich, uptight people.
Yeah, or just people that are just downright snooty.
Not for people like that are below them, and no, because white privilege is for them. They don't have white privilege because they go through the same thing everybody else goes through.
Exactly. That's like the whole thing with and that's one thing about this pandemic that has opened up people too. Those who are used to white privilege that are no longer working those high-end 6-figure, 7-figure jobs, they're trying to survive off of, you know, $600 a week in unemployment. They're not used to that.
Exactly.
It's an eye-opening for them, and they're like, what are we going to do, you know? Whereas someone like me, I can survive, and, you know, I got rent paid up till 2021, so I'm not worried. Only because I became prepared, you know?
Exactly. And the pandemic it has opened a lot of people's eyes about the world going and what's going on with it. And, you know, is the world coming to an end and when it's going to come to an end? And people just need to realize that, you know, just take it one day at a time. And if you do that, don't look at what's going on in the world. I mean, you can look at what's going on in the world. For me, I see it, but to me, it's not a big deal because if something were to happen, I'm still here. I've survived 40 years of my life. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So it's like I've dealt with it. I've dealt with, you know, being homeless for 2-3 years, living on the streets, being kicked out, living on the streets. So I mean, and I've survived, obviously, because I'm still here.
Oh yeah.
And I'm grateful for that.
I mean, that's why I'm glad to have a friend like you, man. Like when there's moments where I feel like that, it's just like, why me, and then when I talk to you and we always like talk about life and all that, then it's like, okay, life is not so bad after all.
No, man, people need to realize that life isn't bad.
You know,
It's if you're making it bad, then maybe you need to change what you're doing to make it more better for yourself.
exactly. You know, words, very well said. Well,
And people don't look at that. They want other people to make it right for them. It's like they don't know what you're going through. They can't help you. You can only help yourself.
and it's crazy because no one sees it from that point of view. They just figure,
No, no one does. Everybody sees it from everybody else's point of view. And one thing about it is that the media portrays everything to be so hectic and so wrong, and the world and this, that, and the other. You know, no.
oh my gosh, I was
The media
listening.
is not all rainbows and unicorns and butterflies. Okay.
I mean, I'm with you, but you are so right because the way that the media has been portraying everything, it's like you don't know what you want to believe. Like, I believe this COVID is going on. I don't think it's as bad as people claim it is, but I know it's there.
Yeah.
Honestly, what we're doing right now, everything that we're doing right now, is shit that needed to be done in the first place every day, you know, in terms of being clean and all that. I'm used to going to like the 7-Elevens up here in Northern Virginia, and they would be like filthy as fuck. Now, ever since this pandemic, I walk into a 7-Eleven or any typical gas station, and it is clean.
Right? It's like, where was this when the pandemic wasn't going on?
Exactly. Like, where was this at? Where were you at, guy? You know?
And I have a feeling with like the election coming up as well. I have a feeling, and this is my opinion, that I think that everything going on is just a diversion
Yeah.
because of the elections.
And then I think,
I mean,
and then I think it's
as soon as the
interesting how
elections happen or are over, then I believe everything's going to go back to being normal.
I think so too.
That's just my opinion.
Part of me also thinks that too because I remember having this one Nigerian customer. He was telling me that. He was like, he said, pay attention to everything. He said, because even though there is a pandemic, it's not what you think it is. Like, look at the areas that it's mostly, you know, pertaining to. I'm like, huh. He's like, I guarantee you, when election day is over, this pandemic will be over, or there will be a cure. And I said, what makes you say that? He said, think about it. Look at, and I'm not trying to be political. He said, look at the last Republican that was in office. He said he got all his money and then he left. Everything went back to normal. Because that was the last time we went through a recession too. The last Republican president we had, we went through a recession. For at least for the middle class, they did. I can't speak on the rich people. But,
Right?
you know,
I'm pretty sure the rich people were getting paid.
yeah. You know,
And that's just how life is.
but, I mean, it is what it is. At this
It
point,
is.
all we can do is survive and enjoy life in the best way possible. You know?
Exactly. And I'm not one to be political either, and I'm far from, you know, up to date with everything going on in politics, no. But I do believe that, you know, things happen for a reason. And if this pandemic decides that, oh, once the election's over, a cure happens. Once the election's over, shootings stop, riots stop, protesting stops. It's like, what were people really scared of? You know what I mean? Were they really scared of that, or were they really scared of who was going to be president?
And see? You put the nail on the head, my brother.
And people don't look at it. People only see the small picture. You know what I mean? I'm looking at the big picture and what's really going to happen when all this is done and over with.
I'm the same way too. But until then, all we can do is stay protected, you know, be safe to our loved ones and all that. But so Paul, is there anything else you want to mention as we're about to close out this episode? Like, is there a way that anyone can reach you on social media that want to add you?
I'm on Instagram at P Tarango. I used to have Twitter. I don't have Twitter anymore, but Instagram and basically just Facebook.
Yeah.
And for most people that already have me as their friends on Facebook, if you know, I also have another Facebook page that I had to get into, and that's Mr. Tom Tucker.
Reporting live. Tom Tucker, you slick motherfucker.
And that's because I had to, and that was because Facebook decided they wanted to ban me for 3 months for some stupid reason.
Yeah, Facebook has been pretty odd.
Yeah, but other than that, it's just Facebook and Instagram.
Yeah. And I'll be sure to post that when doing the follow up on the YouTube page for those who were listening but were like, what was that again? So
for those that were act like they were listening but they weren't. Selective hearing.
Exactly. Like they only got me playing in the background just so they can say, I listened to your show when in reality you were washing dishes, doing laundry, and you weren't paying attention. It sounds like
And they're like, oh yeah, I heard that.
It's like you friend zoned my podcast like you friend zoned me. Like that's what happened.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened.
It's like you friend
They
zoned.
put you on mute.
Yeah,
Well, they did.
Exactly. They put me on mute. I was like, I get it. Fine. That's okay. Look, I don't care. It's in the books. You watched it.
Right? I can tell.
Exactly.
And if you can subscribe to it, then you subscribe to it.
Yeah, you subscribed and you watched it. I'm cool with that. Now stop being a little punk and buy my merchandise, people. But Paul, it was a pleasure to have you on tonight's episode.
I enjoyed it. Said it was a long time coming.
It was.
And I enjoyed being on it. And I enjoyed having the conversations we do. And, your family, you're my brother, and I love you.
I love you too,
keep
man.
doing what you do as well.
Oh yeah, man. We try, man. Look, man, we try to stay brand new like Roman Reigns' new teeth.
Oh, shit.
Egg, look, it goes with the heel turn, all right? I mean, his teeth make him look evil.
You might not be as white as his teeth, but I might be as white as his teeth are.
I'm just saying, them teeth is like... First thing that came to mind was Ultimate Warrior in 1990.
First thing that came to my mind when I saw his teeth is that if he was black and you turn off the lights,
all you see is
don't be
his
playing hide and
teeth.
seek with him.
Yeah.
Just throwing that one out there.
Now watch, they're gonna be like, "You're racist." No, he's telling the truth.
just being honest.
Exactly. Don't get mad. You know what I'm saying? Otherwise, look, I have to turn into Black Thunder, Mike Conda forever. Mike Conda forever.
Well, yeah. And one other thing, for people that act like like what Mike said, if we say something, you take it the wrong way. Don't take it the wrong way. It's just us being honest and us being real.
Exactly. And people keep talking about, well, I want someone who's real. I want someone who keeps it 100. Well, when you get that, then you're like, you know what? I was expecting someone 6 foot tall, good looking, and looking like Rico Suave. Look, you're not going to get that from us, all right?
And this isn't Hollywood, okay? If you want Hollywood, move to Hollywood.
Exactly. And chances are they're not.
No.
So it's like, quit your bitching.
You get what you get, you don't throw a fit.
Exactly. Look, if y'all can try to save money buying stuff on Wish, then y'all can take a chance on us too.
Oh, and if you try to buy stuff on Wish, don't buy clothes.
Yeah, no.
Just throw that one out there.
It's the Chinese size.
Exactly.
I asked for something in a 4X and it looked like it's a 1X. I can only get one.
Yeah.
I can get part of my head and one arm in. That's it. I'm sorry, y'all. I tried. I did my best. Okay?
Exactly.
I did my best. That's all that matters. They'd be like, you big motherfucker.
Well, then it's like, make sizes for big people.
Exactly.
I understand it's from China and stuff, but come on now.
Y'all got big people in China.
Not everybody's the same size as you Chinese people.
Exactly.
And that's not being racist, that's just being honest.
It is. You know. Now watch, they're going to be like, you racist, you talk about us. Because we Chinese. No, we talk about y'all because y'all little.
Exactly.
It's
we
like,
can't fit in your size clothing.
It's not a race thing. It's a size thing.
It's a size thing.
You know what I'm saying?
Hashtag size does matter.
Yes, it does. You know, I'm a big dude.
Big clothing, by the way.
And you know what? Yeah, because you know what? That's one thing about that group we're in. When they talk about size, I was like, you know what? This is why a lot of y'all are single.
Right? They expect too much.
Yeah, y'all expect too much. Y'all want a guy.
Way too much.
Y'all want a guy who's like, oh man, I want him if he's like 8 to 12 inches and he makes about a minimum of, you know, $90,000 a year so they can take care of me and my 3 kids. I'm like, nah, that's okay.
And those 3 kids probably aren't even all your 3 kids.
Exactly, with your 3 kids from your 3 different daddies.
Right?
They're gonna be like, how dare you say
maybe two
that?
other cousins that aren't your kids, but they're family anyway, so you feel like they're your kids.
And they be like, how dare you talk about my family like that?
Just being honest.
Exactly. It's like, you can't really get mad at me for that.
No.
I mean, you could, but...
But it make you look stupid.
Exactly, and I have no problems being the bearer of doing that. It'd be like,
me neither.
It'd be like, you know, you're looking stupid right now.
I don't mind being an asshole when it comes to it.
Me too, because I will throw it back to you, like straight up, assholio.
It'd be like a boomerang.
Yeah, exactly, like boing 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 boing.
Throw it, hit you right back in your face.
Be like, I will drop kick you like a kangaroo.
Like a kangaroo.
What did I do to deserve this?
Boy, where do I start?
Yeah, where do I start? You know, I was like, you know what? I ain't even.
Be like the list of Jericho.
Yeah, exactly. You just made the list. Except, you know what? I ain't even gonna handle it. You have the answer to hot Greek twin. You have the answer to hot Latina bodyguard. You know, I might as well just start.
You don't want to talk to those girls because
they will come after your life.
In their place.
They will come after your life.
Exactly, and put you in your place.
Because I'm telling you, who was it? Who was the first one to go public about it? I think it was hot Latina bodyguard. She had zero chill about the situation.
Oh, I believe it.
You saw it.
I did see it. That's why I believe it.
It's like, dang, hot Canadian wife. You must have. Ouch.
Yeah, you must have done something.
No, I get what it is.
You definitely made her list.
I get what it is. They just want to protect their friend, and they think when they see someone who's, you know, using someone or leading them on and bullshitting. Yeah, I can see how it would make them wonder, especially me as well, because, you know, to me, women are so confusing. And I'm also learning that when a woman says, I'm complicated, so far every chick I've heard that is complicated has have a body count that triples.
Then you understand why they have that body count.
Yeah. And it's like, you use men for what they are. You're a prime example of someone who's loving the crew. Anyone who's heard that song know what I mean. So, I get it. So, I get why they were being protective of me, because they have nothing against her as a person. They like her.
No.
It's just that they didn't like how she led me on. So
basically, it was more of the fact that they didn't like the fact that, well, not only the way that she led you on, but just how she came out and
yeah,
presented herself, basically.
basically, you know. So it's like, well, if they can catch you on your bullshit and expose you, then maybe this just isn't meant for me to pursue.
Exactly.
Oh well, on to the next one.
Thing, and then one more thing before we go, I just want to say, shout out to everybody that's, just living life and trying to survive and being you and doing what you got to do to make it, because it's a struggle out there. So big ups to everybody that's doing it.
That's right, because it ain't called the Mike World Order just because it's a knockoff. Like right now, we really have to be, World Order. We gotta stick together.
And that's one other thing that makes me mad. I think the government and all that stuff doesn't want people to unite.
They want martial law.
Exactly. And I think that's why they want racism to be as big as it is now, because they're afraid people will actually open their eyes and stop pretending like they're good. They don't want people to unite and to be one.
And it just blows my mind because during that phase going on, people were coming after me with my life because they knew the preference of women I like, and I was being attacked for it. So it's like you decided to attack me after X amount of years because you feeling some type of way. Because, yeah, I'll admit it, I have a specific preference. I like my pogs.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean I'm just strictly in the pogs. I like other stuff too. It's just that pogs are my go-to.
Exactly. And I just want everybody just stop hearing all the bullshit and listen to all the bullshit. Just open your eyes. That's all I have to say. Just open your eyes.
And your ears.
And your ears. Stop using the blinders.
And be like, let me get your phone number. Nah. Be like, let me get your phone number.
Excuse me, can I get your number?
Be like,
and then maybe we can quarantine at your place.
Exactly. They'll look at me like, what is wrong with you? It's like, come on, kid.
Because it ain't Netflix. It's not Netflix and chill anymore. It's just quarantine and bunk.
Yeah, quarantine and bunk. Like, I hate to say it. It's like, what are we going to do? We're going to quarantine and bunk.
We're going to Q and B.
Yeah, Q and B. Q and B. What y'all doing tonight? We're going to Q and B. Quarantine and bunk.
Get better. Forget your old B and B's. It's Q and B's now.
Yeah, it's quarantine and bunk now. So that's what we're going to do. It's like, what? We're going to quarantine and bunk. But, yeah, it is what it is. But we'll get through it like many things we have in life. So.
It's how it is. It's just life, guys.
Oh, yeah, most definitely. So, we're going to sign off on this episode. We still got the next episode, night 3, tomorrow night. So, we'll see how that goes. Who's going to step up to the challenge on night 3 and see if they can outdo night 1 and 2.
I can usually just do all other nights for you.
Be like, we're just going to wang it out for the rest of the week.
Yeah.
Now, look, you heard that, folks. If y'all ain't stepping up, he's going to end up taking y'all's spot.
Exactly. I ain't scared.
He ain't scared, y'all. That's right. We don't care because we ain't scared. Next thing you know, we get in a relationship. Dude, I'm so scared. Oh, man. Alrighty. Well, this concludes night 2 of Golden Week on the Mike World Order podcast. Once again, thank you, Paul, for being on the show. And as always, goodbye and good night.